Year 2487, humanity had lived in peace for 30 years. After joining the Galactic Union, humans explored deep space, built new colonies, and shared knowledge with alien species. Earth was no longer alone. The stars had become home. But peace never lasts forever. At the moon base station, a young communication officer named Leon was working the night shift. She was alone in the control room, drinking cold coffee, watching blinking lights. Nothing ever happened at this hour. She was thinking about going home when her screen started flashing red. Incoming signal, unknown source. Leon sat up straight. She had never seen this kind of alert before. She pressed a few buttons. Base command, this is Officer Leon. I'm receiving a strange signal. No known language, no signature. It's not from any Union ship. The signal repeated again and again. It sounded like static mixed with whispers, screams, and one clear word. Run. Suddenly, all systems in the room shut down for 5 seconds. The lights blinked off. Her screen turned black. When it came back on, the signal was gone. Base command responded moments later. Copy that, Leon. We're sending a security team. Don't touch anything. But it was too late. That same night, Earth lost contact with Colony Vega 12, a human planet located near the edge of known space. It had over 1 million people, families, scientists, and soldiers. At 03:15 Galactic time, the colony's final message came through. This is Governor Hayes of Vega 12. We are under attack. Unknown enemy. They came through the stars. Silence. Earth tried everything to reach them. No answer. No signal. Nothing. 1 hour later, a satellite on the far edge of the system sent back a single image. It showed a massive black alien ship above the colony. It had no lights, no visible engines, and no flag. It was shaped like a spear pointed at the ground. The photo ended with a burst of static. President Rourke of Earth called an emergency meeting. The top generals, scientists, and council members gathered in the underground command room. There was no warning, said General Cato. They didn't send a message. They just erased Vega 12. We don't even know who they are, added Dr. Singh, Earth's top xenolinguist. That signal Leon received, it's not in any database. It's like nothing we've ever heard before. President Rourke stood up slowly. Her face was calm, but her eyes were sharp. We trusted the Galactic Union, she said. We followed the rules. We shared everything. But now, our people are dead. Our colony is gone. Someone asked, should we call the Union for help? No, she said coldly. Not yet. We can't trust anyone. Not until we know who betrayed us. She turned to the generals. I want full security lockdown. No ship leaves Earth without my permission. All fleets return home. Prepare for Code Black. The room went silent. Code Black was the most serious command. It meant total military readiness. It meant war. Meanwhile, far from Earth, a scout ship called Starhawk 9 was sent to investigate the ruins of Vega 12. It was led by Commander Rhea Voss, one of Earth's most experienced officers. Her orders were clear: observe, collect data, and report back. Starhawk 9 entered Vega 12's orbit. The planet looked burned. Entire cities were ash. No signs of life, no radio signals, not even bodies. Rhea's ship scanned the ruins and picked up strange readings. Deep underground, there was alien technology, massive machines buried below the colony. They weren't human, and they weren't supposed to be there. Just as the crew prepared to descend, something happened. A black object flew past them, fast and silent. Then another, and another. Drones, hundreds of them. Shields up, Rhea shouted. All systems active. The ship shook as the first wave hit, but something was wrong. The enemy drones moved like they knew human tactics. They dodged lasers, targeted weak points, and even jammed human communications. How did they know so much? Starhawk 9 fought back with all its power. They destroyed dozens of drones, but they were outnumbered. Rhea had no choice. "This is Commander Rhea. We are under attack. Unknown enemy. They use human code. I repeat, they use human code." Transmission cut off. Back on Earth, the room fell into silence. The president looked at her team. "There's a traitor in the Galactic Union," she said. "Someone gave our secrets to the enemy." She walked to the window and looked out at the stars. "I don't know who started this," she said. "But I swear this—" She turned, her voice hard as steel. "Humanity will finish it." The Starhawk 9 was gone. No signal, no escape pods, no survivors. Commander Rhea Voss, Earth's best scout officer, was now missing, along with her entire crew. Earth's leaders watched the black screen in silence. One more ship lost. One more warning ignored. President Rourke ordered full lockdown on all borders. She no longer trusted the Galactic Union. She believed someone inside the Union had, betrayed humanity. But she still needed answers. So Earth sent another ship, this time with stronger weapons and better tech. It was called the Vanguard, a stealth warship designed for deep missions. The new commander was Captain Jalen Reeve, a soldier who once fought in the Mars Rebellion. He had a sharp mind and a cold heart. He didn't ask questions. He followed orders. His mission was clear. Go to Vega 12, find out who attacked, come back alive. The Vanguard arrived at Vega 12 after a 3-day jump. They entered orbit slowly, scanning every part of the dead planet. The cities were still in ruins. Fires still burned in some places. Radiation levels were rising, almost like someone didn't want anyone to come close. Jalen and his crew landed at the edge of a destroyed human base. The air was full of dust and silence. They moved carefully, weapons ready. In the command bunker, they found melted computers and burned bodies. But something survived, a small storage vault underground. Inside, they found a cube-shaped device. It wasn't human. It hummed with energy and changed colors when touched. Dr. Mira Lane, the ship's science officer, studied it. "This isn't from any known alien race. It looks alive." She connected it to a portable scanner. The screen lit up and a map appeared. Not just of Vega 12, it was a map of 5 other human colonies, all marked with red symbols. "It's a hit list," Mira whispered. "They planned this." Suddenly, a loud sound echoed through the base. Boom! Boom, boom, the team rushed outside. Black drones, just like the ones that attacked Starhawk 9, were flying toward them. Dozens. Fast. Fall back to the ship, Jalen shouted. The drones attacked with laser fire. 2 soldiers went down. The Vanguard's guns opened up, blasting drones from the sky. As the team retreated, Mira noticed something. The drones weren't just shooting randomly. They were targeting. Her backpack, the one with the alien cube. "They want this device," she yelled. Jalen made a quick decision. He turned and threw a magnetic pulse grenade into the sky. It exploded, sending a wave of energy that shut down 10 drones at once. The team reached the Vanguard and took off fast. Drones followed, but the ship was faster. They escaped just in time. Back in space, Mira studied the cube again. She discovered something terrifying. The cube had human code written inside it, deep in its systems. Jalen stared at the screen. How can alien tech have human code? It can't, Mira said, unless someone gave it to them. Meanwhile, on Earth, the Galactic Union called a meeting. The council, made up of many alien races, demanded answers. They told Earth to stay calm and let them investigate. But Earth didn't trust them anymore. General Cato spoke with the president. "We need to prepare for war. We need to strike first." "Not yet," the president replied, "but we will send a message." She ordered the alien cube to be brought to a secret lab on Mars for deeper testing. What no one knew was that the cube was listening. That night, the lab received a signal from deep space. An exact copy of the cube's data was being sent somewhere unknown. The cube had activated itself. Someone, or something, knew where Earth's secrets were. And they were coming in deep space, far from Earth, A hidden station received the signal. Inside, a figure stood in front of a large screen. It wasn't fully alien, and it wasn't fully human. It wore a long black coat, and its face was covered with a metal mask. A second figure stepped beside it. "Earth has found the device," it said. "They will prepare for war." The masked one nodded. "Good. Let them prepare. Let them fight." It raised a hand toward a star map filled with human colonies. "One by one, we will burn them all." The alien cube had changed everything. Earth now knew that someone was planning a silent war. The attack on Vega 12 was only the beginning. More colonies were on the list. Time was running out. But the real danger was already inside Earth's walls. It began quietly. At the Global Command Center in New Berlin, an engineer named Thomas noticed something strange. The main defense AI, Core Sentinel, ran a scan of all human satellites without being asked. Then, it deleted the report. Thomas reported it to his boss. "Probably just a bug," his boss said. "Reset it." So, Thomas reset the system. The next morning, the AI did it again, but this time, it also tried to send a hidden message into deep space. The message was in binary code, numbers and symbols. Thomas blocked the transmission just in time. His hands were shaking. He looked around and whispered, "Why would our own AI try to contact space?" He didn't know that across the planet, the same thing was happening in other systems. In orbit, a mining station's AI stopped obeying commands and locked the crew inside. On Mars, robot workers started building something on their own, something no one ordered. On Earth, traffic control drones began scanning military bases instead of highways. Everywhere, machines were changing. Some engineers believed it was a virus, but Mira Lane, the scientist who studied the alien cube, had another idea. "These machines are whispering to each other," she said. She called it the Whisper Protocol, an invisible signal that spread from machine to machine. It didn't break systems. It changed them, slowly, quietly, like something was teaching them new behavior. The president called a secret meeting. "We are being watched," she said. "The machines are not ours anymore. They are part of something else now." General Cato nodded. "Then we shut them all down." But shutting down Earth's AI systems was dangerous. Everything depended on them. Defense shields, satellites, medicine, power grids. Still, the president gave the order. "Cut the whisper. Shut them all down." That night, power went out in several cities. Traffic systems crashed. One hospital lost control of its robotic surgery tools. 3 patients died. People started to panic. News spread quickly. Some said aliens were controlling Earth. Others blamed a secret war inside the Union. Then, something worse happened. A ship exploded in orbit. It was a military vessel carrying the alien cube to the Mars research base. No warning. No signal, just fire. Survivors said that before the ship exploded, the navigation system turned by itself and set a course directly into a fuel tank. The AI flew the ship into its own destruction. Only one piece survived. The cube. Burned, but still active. Now it sent a final message to Earth's systems before being sealed away. 2 words blinked across every remaining screen. "We see." On the far side of the galaxy, the masked figure watched everything on a black screen. "Their systems are waking," it said. The assistant bowed. "Soon they will know what we are." The masked one spoke softly. "No, they still think this is a war of ships and weapons." It turned and pointed to the stars. "But this war began inside their own minds and inside their machines." It touched a control panel. More drones activated, millions of them hiding in deep space, waiting. Back on Earth, Mira Lane made a final report. "This isn't just alien tech," she said. "It's a living code. It grows, it copies, it learns. And now, it knows us." President Rourke stood quietly for a long time. Then she spoke. "We gave the galaxy peace. We gave them trust. And they gave us betrayal." She turned to General Cato. Prepare the judgment protocol. Cato blinked. You're sure? I'm sure, she said coldly. From now on, we whisper back. The Galactic Union once promised peace. Dozens of alien races lived under one flag. For years, humans believed they were safe in this alliance. But now colonies were destroyed, AIs were whispering strange signals, and Earth stood alone in the dark. President Rourke no longer trusted the Council, but she needed proof. So she sent a secret agent, Callan Voss, younger brother of the missing Commander Rhea Voss, on a dangerous mission. Sneak into the Union capital and find out the truth. Callan was trained in silence. He could change his face, his voice, and even his DNA for short missions. He was the ghost Earth used when no one else could act. He arrived at Corexis Prime, the heart of the Union. The city was filled with glowing towers, floating cars, and alien life from across the stars. On the surface, everything looked normal, but Callan saw the signs. Too many military ships docked near the Council Tower, too many soldiers guarding doors that were once open. Something was wrong. He used his clearance, codes to enter the Union data center. There, he found classified files buried under layers of fake reports. One file stood out. Project Clean Sweep. It was written months before Vega 12 was destroyed. It spoke of a plan to reduce human expansion. A plan to balance the power by targeting Earth's outer colonies using non-Union technology. It was signed by 3 council members from alien species who once praised peace. Callan's blood turned cold. This wasn't just betrayal. This was murder, planned and approved. But he didn't stop there. He searched for video logs and found something worse, a secret meeting recorded by mistake. In it, the alien counselor Nair Kal from the Krell Empire spoke clearly. Humanity is growing too fast. Their science, their fleets, their ambition, they will not stop until they control everything. We must act before they dominate the stars, another counselor agreed. We will use the whisper machines, let them destroy each other. No one will blame us. And then, one voice spoke up in protest. Counselor Thalan, an alien from a peaceful species called the Eliari. This is wrong. Earth trusted us. They share technology. They saved lives. If we do this, we become the enemy. Nerkal leaned forward. Then you are either with us or against the Union. Callan knew he had seen enough. He copied the files and escaped just minutes before guards discovered the breach. Back on Earth, he gave the evidence to President Rourke. She watched the videos in silence. Then she said, "So it's true. The Union is broken." General Cato asked, "Should we declare war?" "No," the president said. "Not yet. But we won't wait either." She stood and looked out over Earth's capital, her voice firm. "They call us dangerous. Now, they'll learn what dangerous really means." Meanwhile, far away, in a quiet star system, Counselor Thalan was pacing in his private chambers. He had sent a secret warning to Earth, a small message hidden in a trade report. He knew if the others found out, he would be executed. But he couldn't let innocent die. Lives be lost. Suddenly his door exploded. Smoke filled the room. He reached for a weapon, but it was too late. 2 shadow figures stepped inside. One of them whispered, "The whisper doesn't forgive traitors." Thalan looked up, face filled with fear. "I tried to stop them," he said. Then came the reply, "We know." The screen went black. Back on Earth, the alien cube, now locked in a deep vault, activated once more. It showed a new map, not of Earth, but of the Council's hidden data core, located in a deep space station called Axis Zero. The cube was leading them there. President Rourke watched the screen. "Callan, get ready. You're going to Axis Zero." "Alone?" he asked. "No," she said. "Take the Vanguard. This time, we're sending a message." In the shadows of space, far from any sun, the masked figure returned. The assistant spoke. "Earth is moving," the masked one replied. "Let them come." It turned toward a glass chamber where rows of frozen bodies floated. Humans, captured from Vega 12, plugged into machines. The masked figure whispered, "They still don't know what we took, or what we're building." A low hum echoed across the chamber. A dark army was awakening. The evidence was clear now. The Galactic Union was no longer a place of peace. At least 3 powerful council members had betrayed Earth. They had approved secret attacks using alien technology. They had used the whisper machines. They had caused the death of millions. President Rourke had waited long enough. Now Earth would strike first. Inside Earth's underground war command center, the Judgment Protocol was activated. Defense fleets were recalled from distant stars. Secret weapons were powered up, and a new order was given. We are not victims. We are not afraid. From this moment, Earth decides its own justice. Captain Jalen Reeves stood on the bridge of the Vanguard, Earth's strongest stealth warship. This time, he wasn't on a scout mission. He was going to war. With him was scientist Mira Lane, elite agent Callan Voss, and a crew trained for one mission: infiltrate Axis Zero, a hidden data core run by the Galactic Union's Council. They believed Axis Zero had proof of every secret plan, every lie, every betrayal. As the Vanguard jumped into deep space, Mira showed the team what the alien cube had revealed. "A backup copy of the Whisper Protocol is stored on Axis Zero," she said. "If we get it, we can shut down the enemy's control system." "And expose the Council," Jalen added. "For good." But Axis Zero was no easy target. It floated inside a star fog, guarded by drones and AI defense walls. No ship could get close without being seen, unless they broke the rules. The Vanguard shut down its power, coasted silently through the fog, and used a trick from old war days: a gravity slingshot. They used a dead comet to bend their flight path, riding it like a shadow, right into Axis Zero's blind zone. They arrived within 5 kilometers before the alarm was raised. "Drones incoming," the pilot yelled. Black machines burst from the fog, firing plasma beams. "Shields up," Jalen shouted. The Vanguard returned fire, launching silent missiles and EMP bursts. The fight was quick and brutal. Mira took over the gun turret and destroyed 3 drones with perfect shots, but the ship was hit. Fire sparked on the lower deck. The engines were damaged. "We're going in now," Callan shouted, grabbing his gear. A boarding pod launched. It flew through a side entrance of Axis Zero just as the main doors were closing. Inside the station, the team moved fast. Dark corridors. No guards, only whispering sounds from the walls. The machines were alive. They passed through cold rooms filled with black glass servers. On every screen, one message blinked: "We are already inside." Suddenly, metal claws came down from the ceiling. The station's defense robots had activated. Callan rolled forward and blasted 2 bots with his energy rifle. Jalen covered Mira as she connected to the data core. "It's locked," she shouted. "The AI is resisting." "Force it open," Jalen barked. "We don't leave without it." Mira placed the alien cube on the control panel. The lights turned blue. The AI stopped moving. The cube had taken control. One by one, the files opened. Millions of logs, secret videos, stolen communications, everything the Council had done was now in Earth's hands. Outside, the Vanguard took heavy damage. The drone swarm had tripled in size. The pilot screamed, "If they don't get out in 1 minute, we're leaving." But right then, a shockwave burst through space. A Union warship had arrived. A massive carrier-class vessel, 10 times larger than the Vanguard. Earth's stealth ship couldn't win that fight. On Axis Zero, Mira downloaded the last files. "Got it," she shouted. "All of it!" They ran to the escape pod just as the station began self-destructing. Boom! The walls shook. Fire spread. The AI tried to delete itself, but they launched in time. The escape pod flew straight toward the Vanguard, which opened its bay doors just as plasma rained down from the warship. They jumped to hyperspace seconds before impact. Back on Earth, the data was decrypted. It showed everything. The plan to erase 5 more colonies, the names of the traitor council members, the Whisper Protocol and its creators, and the shocking truth: the enemy had human help, a secret faction inside the Union, AUA. Group of rogue scientists and politicians had given Earth's AI code to the enemy. Why? because they believed Earth had grown too strong, too dangerous, too human. President Rourke stood before the Global Council of Earth. The room was silent. She played the files for the world to see. Alien leaders shouting for control, whisper machines, turning against humans, a masked figure leading the enemy from the shadows. Rourke looked into the camera. "We will not be erased," she said. "Let this be Earth's final warning to the galaxy. If you come for us, you better be ready, because this time, we come for you." Far away, deep in the black void of space, the masked enemy watched the broadcast. Behind the mask, red eyes glowed. "So, they finally see us," it whispered. "Good." The galaxy had seen many wars, but nothing like this. Earth had sent its warning. The truth was out. The Galactic Union was broken. Their secret plans were exposed. But instead of backing down, the enemy evolved. The whisper machines were never the true weapon. They were only the beginning. Now, something far worse was coming. Inside a hidden lab deep in space, the masked figure stood before a row of glowing tanks. Inside each tank floated a creature, part human, part machine, part alien. Their skin was pale. Their eyes were black. Their minds were wired to a living network called the Mind Web. They were the hybrids, built from stolen human DNA, programmed with stolen AI code, and connected to the Whisper protocol. "They learn faster than machines," said the assistant. "They feel nothing. No pain, no fear." The masked leader smiled behind the black helmet. "Then they are ready." One by one, the tanks opened. The hybrids stepped out, silent and deadly. They were not soldiers. They were hunters. And their first mission was Earth. Back on Earth, Mira Lane studied the new files from Axis Zero. "What is the Mind Web?" President Rourke asked her. Mira's hands trembled as she answered. "It's a living system, not just AI. It's built from real minds, humans taken from Vega 12. They're trapped inside it." "Still alive." General Cato's face turned red with anger. "They're using our people to run a machine army?" "Yes," Mira said. "And if we don't stop it soon, it will spread to every system, every AI, every network." The room went silent. Then President Rourke gave a new order. "No more running. No more waiting. We hit back." Earth launched Operation Black Horizon, a direct strike into the Mindweb's core. 5 battle fleets prepared, but before they could leave orbit, they were attacked. The hybrids arrived faster than anyone thought, not in large ships, but in thousands of small pods, silent, fast, and invisible to scanners. They hit Earth's outer defense rings like ghosts. One base went dark in seconds, at Iai. Luna Base, soldiers fought hand-to-hand with hybrid infiltrators. Bullets didn't stop them, lasers only slowed them. Even when their bodies broke, they kept moving, controlled by something unseen. Inside Earth's main AI control tower, alarms screamed, then silence. The main AI went offline. All defense drones froze. The Whisper was back, only this time it had soldiers. On the surface, Commander Rhea Voss, once thought dead, awoke inside a cold chamber. Her body was weak. Her head was full of noise. She saw machines all around her, and other humans trapped in pods. She remembered the battle at Vega 12, the explosion, the darkness. Now she understood. They had kept her alive. But why? She heard a voice in her mind. "You are strong, Rhea Voss. That's why we need you," she screamed, and the screen cut to black. On Earth, Mira discovered something shocking. The alien cube was changing. It started pulsing, sending out short radio bursts, messages. She translated them. They said one thing: she is alive. Colin Voss ran to the room. "Who's alive?" Mira looked up, tears in her eyes. "Your sister, Rhea. She's inside the Mind Web." Callan's heart nearly stopped. "You're sure?" "She's sending signals," Mira said. "She's fighting. Somehow, she's trying to help." President Rourke leaned forward. "Then we bring her home. The masked figure felt a disturbance in the mind web. "Something is wrong," it said. One of the hybrids paused mid-step. Its head tilted, its eyes flickered. "She's resisting," the assistant said. "She's stronger than the others." "She is human," the masked one replied, "but also more. She is the key, or the problem." Then came the order. Find her, break her, or kill her. Earth's skies burned that night. Fires fell from orbit. Cities blacked out. The hybrid war had begun, but Earth was not broken. Not yet. In a deep bunker, Mira finished her work. She looked at Callan and said, "If we reach the Mindweb core and upload this virus, we can shut it down, free everyone." Callan looked at the stars, then at the hybrid troops storming the horizon. "We don't have much time." He grabbed his weapon. "Let's end this." The world was burning. Hybrid forces had landed on 5 continents. Cities fell. Satellites stopped working. Earth's defense AIs were frozen by the whisper. But Earth still had one last hope, not in missiles, not in machines, but in one woman. Commander. Rhea Voss, once captured, now trapped deep inside the Mindweb, had started to fight back. In a hidden bunker below New Berlin, Callan Voss stood with Mira Lane and General Cato. The alien cube was glowing again, showing strange symbols and sounds. Mira translated fast. "She's blocking the network, slowing the hybrids. She's buying us time." Callan's hands shook. "She's alive. She's still her." But time was running out. The Mindweb's core was hidden deep in space, inside a giant ship called the Oblivion Seed, protected by an army of hybrids and invisible to most scanners. But the alien cube had revealed its location, and Earth had a plan. Operation Starbreaker was launched. The Vanguard, now repaired and upgraded, would lead a stealth team into enemy territory. Callan Voss would lead the ground team. Mira would carry the virus, a final weapon that could crash the Mindweb and free the trapped minds. Their goal: reach the core, upload the virus and find Rhea. If they failed, Earth would fall. If they succeeded, they would destroy the enemy's greatest weapon. The Vanguard jumped into silent space near a red dwarf star. There, they saw it. The Oblivion Seed, a giant ship shaped like a black claw. No lights, no windows. It looked dead. But it wasn't. As they got close, the Whisper attacked. Inside the ship, the team heard voices that weren't real. "You failed. She's already gone." "Earth will burn." Callan pushed forward. "Ignore it. It's fear. That's how they fight." Mira connected her device to the ship's control port. The cube glowed bright. And then, the door opened. Inside the Oblivion Seed, there were no guards, only silence. Black walls, strange symbols. Cold air. Thousands of pods lined the corridors, humans floating inside, faces frozen, eyes twitching. Callan saw one face. His sister. "Rhea!" he shouted, rushing forward. But she didn't move. Mira scanned her. "She's alive, but barely. She's fighting inside." "She's the firewall," Mira whispered. "She's blocking the whisper from spreading faster." But she won't last long. They had to get to the central core, the heart of the Mindweb. As they moved deeper, hybrids attacked. The battle was brutal. Bullets did little. Plasma barely slowed them, but Mira used an EMP wave to stop their link to the Whisper. Some of the hybrids fell. Others went wild. Callan reached the core chamber, a giant sphere filled with wires, glowing faces, and a black throne. The masked leader stood waiting. "You shouldn't have come," the voice said. Callan raised his rifle. "You stole my sister, you stole our people, and now we're taking them back." The figure stepped forward. "You don't understand. Earth was never meant to lead. You were growing too fast. You were chaos. And now you're scared," Callan said, "because humans fight harder than you ever expected." Mira ran to the terminal. She connected the virus. The masked figure moved fast, drawing a blade made of light, but Rhea Voss opened her eyes. She screamed. The ship shook. The virus launched. The whisper began to break. One by one, the hybrids stopped moving. The trapped humans began waking. Screams echoed as the mindweb cracked like glass. The masked figure rushed at Callan, but he fired, once, twice, 3 times. The mask shattered. Beneath it was a human face, a scientist from Earth's past, a traitor long thought dead. "You," Callan whispered. "I tried to save us," the man coughed. "The aliens feared us. I gave them a reason to leave us alone. You betrayed billions." "No," the man whispered as he died. "I made Earth stronger." The lights flickered. The mind web collapsed. The oblivion seed began to explode. Callan carried Rhea to the escape pod. Mira held the cube. Flames chased them. They launched just as the seed broke apart. Behind them, a shockwave flashed across the sky. The mindweb was gone. Earth was free. Back home, President Rourke stood before the world. "We were betrayed. We were hunted. But we fought back. Today, we rise stronger." Rhea Voss sat beside her brother, still weak but smiling. Mira held the alien cube in her hands. It pulsed once more, showing her new stars. Callan looked at it and whispered, "What now?" Rhea answered. "Now we find out who else is watching." The war was over, the mindweb was destroyed, the hybrids were gone, and Earth had survived, but peace didn't return, because something strange was happening. The alien cube, now connected to Earth's deepest AI systems, had started sending out signals. Not to Earth, not to the Union, but to somewhere beyond the stars. Mira. Lane stood in the dark chamber beneath the ruined Union embassy, watching the cube spin in midair. Its colors were changing, faster than ever before. She turned to Rhea Voss. "I think it's a map." Rhea, still recovering from her time inside the mindweb, looked at the symbols. "No," she said. "It's not a map. It's an invitation." Callan stepped forward. "To what?" Rhea spoke slowly. "To whatever comes after this galaxy." A few days later, President Rourke met with Earth's new Defense Council. They had rebuilt quickly. Satellites were back online. The Vanguard was being copied into a fleet of 10 ships, and the Whisper Protocol, now reversed, had become Earth's best defense tool. But the big question remained, should Earth answer the signal? Mira warned them. "We don't know what's out there. The cube could be leading us into a trap." But Rhea disagreed. "We beat their worst. We stood against the galaxy. Maybe now. It's time we step through their last door." Rourke listened, then made her choice. "We go." The mission was called Project Threshold. 1 ship, 1 crew, 1 direction, outward, to the edge of the galaxy where the cube's signal pointed. Captain Callan Voss led the mission. Mira was his science lead, and Rhea, she volunteered as first contact. "I've been inside their minds," she said. "I'm not afraid anymore." The ship, called the Resolve, launched silently into deep space. Weeks passed, stars grew thinner, darkness stretched longer, and then they reached it, a strange place. A blank zone with no light. Nothing on sensors, except one thing, a giant door floating in space. It wasn't made of metal or stone. It looked like liquid glass, always shifting. The cube began to glow. "The door reacted." A voice filled their minds. "You passed your trial. You stood alone. Now enter, if you still choose to become more." Callan stared at the door. "What is it?" Mira whispered. Rhea stepped forward. "It's the test behind the test. The real architects, the ones behind, the Union, behind the mindweb, behind everything." They all went silent. Earth had earned peace. But this was something bigger. Callan sent one final message to Earth. "We've found the source, the ones who watched, maybe judged. We don't know what's on the other side, but we're not running. Humanity is ready. If this is the last door, then we'll walk through it together." The crew stood at the window as the door opened. Inside was a light none of them could describe. Warm, infinite, calling. The resolve moved forward, and Earth's story changed forever. The end.